Guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be St. Patrick's Day desserts. I'm going to share with you how to make 3 different desserts that are easy and kid friendly for St. Patrick's Day. So let's jump right in. Okay, so the first dessert we're going to do is cake pops. And this is not as complicated as it sounds. This is the second time I've made cake pops and they've actually turned out, so I am able to say that that's not that hard. I just used a 6-inch cake because I had it left over. I had it in my freezer. I just let it thaw out overnight. It tastes perfectly fine. If you want to make an actual cake, then just bake a cake according to package directions, let it cool, and then crumble it, and then add some icing. Of course, you can make icing for this. I just find it easier just to use the canned icing for this. So, I just crumbled the cake, added probably about 2 1/4 cups to 3 1/4 cups of that icing. May not have even been that much. I didn't measure. I just kind of took a spoon and just kind of placed it in there. And I did mix with my hands. I know not everybody agrees with that, but I'd washed my hands. They were clean, so I just went on and mixed with my hands. And that way, because I'm going to have to roll them into balls anyway. That way I have more of it. That way I know what the consistency is. When you get the right consistency, you'll be able to roll it into a ball and it'll stay in its shape without crumbling. So after I got it to that consistency and I was able to roll them into balls, I just rolled them all into balls and let them set. Then I melted some chocolate, just a little bit to start, so I could dip the ends of the sticks into the chocolate, place the stick into the ball and the cake ball, and then I placed that in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes to let them set. That way I could move on to the next step. after the 45 minutes had passed, they were good. They were set up enough for me to be able to cover them in chocolate. And you can use candy melts if you would like. I just use white chocolate chips because that's what I had. And honestly, I think it tastes better too. But I just kind of dipped it in there, spooned some on it, and make sure it's completely covered, and then tapped it and let all of the chocolate drip off. And of course, when I flip it, there's always a little bit more that comes off, but not too much. And I just coated it in the little shamrock sprinkles I had. Okay, the next dessert isn't really a dessert. It's, but I guess it could be considered one. It's just chocolate covered pretzels. I love chocolate covered pretzels. Most people in my family do. So I just took some of the leftover white chocolate I had. I'm doing the cake pops. And coated the pretzel rods, and then I used some more of those shamrock sprinkles to decorate them with. dessert is going to be Lucky Charm Rice Krispie treats. I've seen these everywhere for years, but I've never made them. But it's just like making a Rice Krispie treat, except you add in some Lucky Charm cereal in place of some of the Rice Krispies. I did find a recipe, and it called for 5 tablespoons of butter, 1 bag of marshmallows. You can use mini marshmallows or the big marshmallows. I just used the big marshmallows because that's what I had. And I needed to get some of the marshmallows out of my pantry. For some reason, we ended up with like 5 bags of marshmallows. I don't know how, but we did. So it was nice to be able to make this and get at least 1 bag out of there. But you just melt the butter and the marshmallows together. I did medium heat on my stove. And then after my marshmallows had melted a little bit, I stirred in some green food coloring. You do not have to use the green food coloring, but it is for St. Patrick's Day. So I figured, you know what? Add in some green food coloring, make it a little bit more fun. And after I got everything to the color I wanted, and I do want to mention, while I was letting the marshmallows and the butter melt together, I did butter a 9x13 baking dish to put these in. But this is what the marshmallow mixture looks like when it's melted. Then you stir in. It called for 5 cups of Lucky Charms and 4 cups of Rice Krispies. I didn't do that much. It didn't seem like it needed it, and I was going more or less for my consistency. The actual recipe for Rice Krispies is 6 cups of Rice Krispies, 10 ounces of marshmallows, and 6 tablespoons of butter. So I did 4 cups of Rice Krispies and 3 cups of Lucky Charms. If you're doing this and you feel like it needs more cereal, then go on and add it. It didn't need it, in my opinion, and they turned out perfectly fine. after I got it layered in the pan, though, I did take the opportunity to place more of the Lucky Charms marshmallows on top of it. That way, you kind of got a little bit of decoration too. I was not adding sprinkles to this, trust me. It didn't need it. It's sweet enough. Okay, so that's going to be it for the 3 St. Patrick's Day desserts. I hope you like them. If you do try them, then tag me on Instagram, which is linked down below, and I'll also put on the screen. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you for my next video. Bye-bye.